You know, we spend so much of our time trying to figure out the perfect thing to say. But what if the most powerful move you could make in any conversation is to say absolutely nothing at all? Today, we're gonna flip this script on one of the most common social fears out there, the awkward silence.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You're having a great chat, the vibe is perfect, you're clicking, and then, bam, nothing. The well of words just completely runs dry.
And there it is. That sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach. Your brain just goes into overdrive, scrambling, searching for anything to fill what feels like a deafening quiet. The pressure just builds and builds. It honestly feels like a social emergency. Well, guess what? That feeling, it's not just in your head. It's a real, measurable, biological thing. So that begs the question, is there an exact point where a normal pause turns into a full-blown, awkward silence? Turns out, science has a stopwatch on it.
4 seconds. That's it. That's the magic number.
Yeah, you heard that right. Researchers at the University of Groningen discovered that for most of us in Western cultures, once a pause in conversation hits that 4-second mark, our brain starts to sound the alarms. We start feeling a little insecure, maybe even a bit rejected. It creates this psychological vacuum that we feel an almost primal need to fill with sound. So, what's the deal with this intense reaction? I mean, why does just a few seconds of quiet send us into this mini panic? Well, the answer is hardwired deep into our evolutionary past. See, our brains are fundamentally built for social connection, for that back and forth, that rhythm of conversation. So when that flow gets broken, our ancient fear of rejection just kicks right in. We immediately start thinking, oh no, did I say something weird? And this can actually trigger the same parts of the brain that light up when we feel physical pain. It's wild. And of course, our minds rush to fill that quiet gap, usually with all sorts of negative ideas about what the other person must be thinking. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. What if we could flip the script on this? What if that universal discomfort wasn't a weakness, but was actually a tool? What if you could turn that awkward feeling into a huge strategic advantage? Look, most people are reactive. They feel that anxiety bubble up and they just rush to fill the void, often losing their composure in the process. But a strategic response, that's totally different. It's about understanding the void and then using it to your advantage to actually gain a bit of social power. It's a choice between feeling powerless and becoming powerful. And get this, our 4-second panic button isn't even a universal human thing. Not at all. Research shows that while we're getting antsy after 4 seconds, people in Japan are generally comfortable with silences in conversation that last up to 8.2 seconds. That's more than double our limit. And this is no accident. It's actually a cultural practice. It comes from this incredible concept called harage. It's basically the art of communicating without words, of finding meaning and power in those quiet moments. It's all about mastering silence as a way to stay cool and collected, especially while the other person might be getting more and more uncomfortable. So how do we actually do this? How do we go from fearing silence to actually wielding it like a tool? Well, let me give you a couple of practical techniques you can literally start using today. All right, this first one comes straight from the playbook of forensic psychologists. It's called creating a truth vacuum. It's simple. You ask a very direct question, they give you their answer, and then you say nothing. You just stay completely silent and hold eye contact. No nodding, no no encouragement, just wait. That silent pressure will make them want to keep talking. So, what's going on in their head? Well, they interpret your silence as doubt. They think, they don't believe me. And if someone isn't being truthful, they'll often rush to fill that silence with more and more details to try and sell you on their story. And in that desperate flood of information, that's where they usually slip up and contradict themselves. Now, the second tool is all about perception. It's called the vantage point effect. And just think about it for a second. In any given room, who is more comfortable with silence? The person who's confident, who's in control, or the person who is nervously seeking everyone's approval? Right. By speaking less and being comfortable with those pauses, you subconsciously signal that you have higher status. You're not trying to win people over, you're just secure. But here's the thing. Embracing silence isn't just a social hack or some kind of power move. It has some really profound, scientifically proven benefits for your own brain and your own body. This one honestly blew my mind. A 2006 study found that just 2 minutes, only 2, of complete silence can be more relaxing and restorative for your brain than listening to so-called calming music. It's like a hard reset for our minds that even soothing sounds can't provide. And the benefits just keep piling up. When you regularly embrace a little quiet, it can actually lower your blood pressure, clear out all that mental junk that fogs up your thinking. It gives you the space to actually think and self-reflect, and it can even improve your focus and your memory.
So really, if there's one big idea to take away from this, it's this. We've all been taught to see silence as this empty void, something to be afraid of and to fill as quickly as possible. But it's not empty at all. It's a space that is absolutely full of opportunity. Opportunity for strategic advantage, for deeper understanding, and for your own mental peace.
So the next time you're in a conversation and you feel that 4-second panic start to creep in, remember you have a choice. You can react like everyone else and just fill the space with noise, or you can respond and listen to what the quiet is trying to tell you. The question is, what are you going to do?